If you are searching for a smarter way to trade, then you definitely must see what AI can do for you. In this video, I'm revealing exactly how I'm trading with AI and save thousands of dollars. Stay till the end, and you'll learn how to transform your own ideas into professional AI indicators in minutes, even if you've never written a single line of code. Here's your exact path today. We'll use AI to create a momentum candle detector that catches explosive moves. Then we'll make a pattern recognition indicator that highlights reversal trades. Then a custom 5-minute range breakout detector. Then a pin bar scanner and a gap fill detector, perfect for day traders and scalpers. So I had this idea for catching explosive candles the moment they appear. No lag, no repainting, just pure momentum detection. Most people get momentum wrong. They see a big candle and assume it means something. But size is relative. A momentum candle isn't just big, it's abnormally big compared to recent price action. Here's my idea. The logic behind a momentum candle is simple. The spread is the high minus the low of the bar. Compare it to the average spread of the last 10 candles. If the bar spread is at least 1.5 times that average, it's considered a momentum candle. That means the range is significantly bigger than usual. This is perfect for scalping and day trading, because volatility surges often lead to breakout continuations. When the market suddenly expands its range, something important is happening. Whatever the cause, you want to know immediately. Now here's where AI changes everything. Instead of learning Pine script, you just describe what you want. This is the exact prompt I use. I wanted a momentum candle detector that calculates average spread of last 10 bars. Then it highlights the candles that are 1.5 higher than the average. I also asked for optional inputs for look back length and multiplier. Within seconds, I got my code. Here's how you implement it. Open Tradingview. Click Pine Editor at the bottom. Delete the default code. Then simply paste your generated code. Click Add to Chart. And now momentum candles glow on screen. Now let's make a quick visual validation. See those colored candles? Each marks a volatility explosion. You can combine it with your existing strategy. If you trade breakouts, wait for momentum candles at key levels. If you prefer reversals, watch for momentum exhaustion. The indicator adapts to your style. The best momentum candles appear at key support and resistance levels. You want to see rejection wicks or continuation patterns forming right as the momentum signal triggers. I can optimize it even further. I can adjust the multiplier. Maybe 1.5x is too sensitive for crypto. I can also add time filters. In the future, I may ask the AI to only highlight momentum candles during market hours. This removes overnight noise. You might wonder about accuracy. In my testing, roughly 60% of momentum candles led to continued movement in that direction. Not perfect, but strong enough for an edge. This next indicator was born from frustration. I kept seeing these massive reversal candles that completely destroyed the previous trend, but I'd spot them too late. So I had this idea for an indicator that highlights big candles, wiping out the last 3 bars completely. The 3-line strike pattern would become a solid reversal weapon. When everyone's leaning one direction and a single candle erases multiple bars of progress, it signals violent rejection. Markets don't reverse gently. They slam the brakes. Here's the anatomy of the indicator we'll build using AI. You need 3 consecutive same-color candles moving in one direction. Think 3 bullish closes in a row, each one pushing higher. Then the 4th candle completely engulfing all 3 previous bars. That fourth candle just erased 3 bars of progress in the opposite direction. It's like the market saying, "Just kidding," to everyone who bought that trend. For a bullish strike, you reverse the logic. 3 bearish candles followed by 1 massive bullish engulfing bar. Why does this pattern work so well? Well, it signals potential sharp reversals at exactly the right moment. So let's build this using AI, a pattern recognition indicator. Here's my exact prompt. We want AI to check candle direction, to measure body sizes, and to confirm the engulfing action. Most importantly, to place clear visual signals, right where the pattern completes. I'm thinking a box, to easily see it and trade the breakout. Now let's import the code into Tradingview. We'll save it. Then we add it to the chart. Look at those boxes, highlighting our pattern. No more staring at the charts. The best part is that this simple AI indicator will eliminate any human error in pattern recognition. We can even optimize the indicator. In the future, I will add a volume confirmation filter. Large volume on the fourth candle strengthens the signal. I will tell AI to only show patterns where the fourth candle volume exceeds the 20-period average. This filters out weak signals in thin markets. As you can see from this quick backtest, not every strike leads to full reversal, but most provide profitable scalps. You can even trade a continuation of the previous trend if the box is broken to the upside. Here's an advanced tip. Layer this with support and resistance. A bullish strike at major support represents a strong signal. A bearish strike at resistance is a decent short. This indicator will help me a lot. Instead of guessing when trends end, I wait for the market to show me. Another modification that could improve my results: time-based filtering. Some patterns work better during active sessions, so I might request the AI to only show strikes during London and New York sessions. If you skip this next concept, you'll regret it, because it can make or break your intraday results. Most traders ignore the micro opening ranges that form every single hour, but trading with AI can automate this powerful scalping technique. So I had an idea about an indicator that helps me to trade the micro opening range of every hour in any market. This sounds complex, but the logic is simple. At the start of each hour, you take the first 5-minute bar, plot its high and low as your range boundaries, then watch for price to close outside that box before the hour ends. Perfect for day trading. Every 60 minutes, the market establishes a new micro range. A break above could mean potential continuation in the right conditions. With this indicator, you have multiple opening ranges per day instead of just one. That first 5-minute bar represents the market's initial judgment about fair value for the new hour. When price breaks outside that range, it signals institutional money-making directional bets. So let's ask AI to transform this manual process into automated signals. The first 5-minute candle creates a range. The high and low become my reference levels for that hour. If price closes outside this box before the next hour begins, we have a signal. I've asked AI to extend lines until the next hour begins. Okay, we have our code. Let's paste it into Tradingview. The visual result is powerful. The indicator draws fresh boxes every hour. High and low lines extend right until the next hour starts. Then new lines appear. The chart stays organized automatically. Each hour gets its own range box. When price breaks out, I see it immediately. No manual drawing, no missing levels, just clean, objective ranges updating like clockwork. There are multiple strategies starting from here. Entry happens on the close outside the range, not just a wick. Stop goes inside the box, usually at the midpoint. Target equals 1.5 times the box height. Now, a big mistake would be to trust every break signal without considering market context. In the future, I plan to use Tradingview's bar replay feature to test this across several hours and see how price actually behaves around these ranges. From a quick glance, I immediately see that during quiet Asian sessions, price often chops around the range without clear direction. One enhancement that could boost the win rate is, once again, volume confirmation. I may request AI to only signal breaks where volume exceeds a certain threshold. This filters out fake breaks in dead zones. The beauty of trading with AI is the consistency. Your indicator never misses an hour, never forgets to draw the lines, and never gets distracted by other chart patterns. It just works hour after hour. Strategy-wise, I want to enter on the close outside the range and place my stop inside the box and target 1.5 times the box height. This gives me favorable risk-reward ratios while capitalizing on institutional flow patterns. I'll be honest, I wasted months using terrible pin bar indicators. They'd mark every candle with a tiny wick. Useless noise. I didn't find a reliable indicator anywhere, so I decided to build my own. I wanted AI to make me an indicator that only flags true rejection candles, without squinting at charts for hours. Let's bust a myth about pin bars. Everyone thinks long wick equals pin bar. Wrong. True pin bars show violent rejection with specific proportions. The wick must be at least 3 times the body. Anything less is just normal price action. Why do these proportions matter? Because they reveal genuine rejection, not just the volatility. When price explores one direction, then snaps back leaving a tiny body, that's institutions defending levels. Retail traders got trapped. Smart money won. Here's the exact logic. For a bullish pin bar, we see a long lower wick showing sellers pushed price down, and a tiny body near the top showing buyers won by the close of the candle. For bearish pins, long upper wick showing buyers failed, and small body near the bottom showing sellers took control. Time to build it using AI. I want the indicator to analyze several key factors that make pin bars more reliable. First, it measures the wick size as a percentage of the total candle range. I want to set this threshold anywhere from 10% to 90%, with 50% being the default. This means the wick must be at least half the size of the entire candle to qualify. I also want a comparison feature. I want the indicator to look back at the previous candles and only triggers when the current wick is significantly larger than recent wicks. I want to set how much larger it needs to be, with the default being 1.5 times bigger. This prevents false signals in choppy markets where every candle has medium-sized wicks. I also asked AI to include a filtering mechanism. The candle must be a minimum size relative to the average true range. This will eliminate tiny pin bars that don't have enough significance to matter. Okay, after a few iterations and debugging, we have our code, so let's import it. As you can see, green triangles appear below bullish pins, red triangles above bearish pins. Each marks a potential reversal point. Instead of searching for pins manually, they jump off the screen. Of course, context matters. A pin bar in empty space means little, but a pin at a moving average, or previous day's high, or round number, at support levels, bullish pins become buy signals. At resistance, bearish pins trigger shorts. From a quick backtest, not every pin starts a new trend, but most produce profitable bounces. One pattern I look for: pins in the same area. This is a massive rejection signal. Don't ignore pin bars in trends. Counter-trend pins at moving averages often mark perfect pullback entries. Trend-following pins at breakout points confirm continuation. The key is patience. Not every pin deserves a trade, but when location, volume, and context align, pin bars offer incredible risk-reward. The beauty of this indicator is that it eliminates the guesswork in pin bar identification. Instead of manually scanning charts and debating whether a wick is long enough, the AI does the heavy lifting and only highlights the pin bars that meet your specific criteria for size, comparison, and market context. I had another idea to exploit one of the market's most reliable patterns. Gaps fascinate me because they are pure, no indicators needed, just empty space on a chart that acts like a magnet. And once again, AI will help me to automate the entire gap detection and the monitoring process. The concept seems almost too simple. When today opens way above yesterday's high, that's a gap up. When today opens below yesterday's low, that's a gap down. And the market loves filling that empty space on the chart. Some say 70% of gaps fill eventually. This is a classic scalping and day trading method. Price has this magnetic tendency to trade back into the previous day's range, filling that empty space on the chart. It's like the market needs to revisit those abandoned price levels to confirm their significance. Each gap creates a potential scalping opportunity if you can track them properly. So I want an indicator to show the unfilled area visually, so I can see exactly when price approaches fill levels. Manual gap tracking is impossible at scale, but trading with AI makes it effortless. Here's the prompt for the AI. Basically, I've asked it to check for gaps versus prior sessions, to draw shaded boxes between the open and prior extreme, and to remove shading when price trades into the gap area. Okay, I ran into several errors, but nothing AI couldn't handle. Let's import the code and add it to charts. So green boxes mark gap up zones. Red boxes show gap downs. As price fills each gap, boxes disappear. Clean, visual, and effective. The strategy becomes obvious. When gaps appear, consider fading them. Buy gap downs near support. Short gap ups near resistance. And I'll use the box edges as targets. Gap fills often happen faster than you expect. Morning gaps frequently fill before lunch, especially in high volume stocks. That's why I wanted this indicator, to ensure I won't miss these quick scalping opportunities. So the strategy is simple. I will enter trades in the direction of the gap fill, with my stop beyond the gap extreme and the target at the fill completion. For bigger gaps, I could also add a modification. I could request AI to add a 50% fill line and alert me when reached. Many traders exit half at 50% fill, keeping half for complete fill. This balances profit-taking with runner potential. Gaps are very underrated for scalping. You see gaps up trap late buyers who chase. Gaps down trap panic sellers. As gaps fill, these trapped traders exit, accelerating the fill. So I'm planning to profit from their mistakes. The indicator also helps with gap and go setups. Sometimes gaps don't fill immediately, but continue in the gap direction. I might watch for the first hour's action. If price holds above below the gap after 60 minutes, I will consider trading the continuation. So I will incorporate this into the code. Of course, I can combine this indicator with the other ones I've created. A gap up with a bearish pin bar represents a strong fade signal. Trading with AI lets you merge these concepts effortlessly. I hope you see how simple it is to turn your own trading ideas into custom indicators and full strategies. Few years ago, this required years of programming knowledge, but now, in a few hours, you can build something really special. Here's the thing most people never realize. Every profitable trading strategy started as a simple observation about market behavior. Maybe you noticed price tends to bounce off certain moving average combinations. Or perhaps you spotted that volume spikes predict direction changes. These observations are gold mines waiting to be automated. Maybe you had some brilliant trading ideas, but you couldn't turn them into actionable signals. That's why trading with AI will change everything. It will transform your random thoughts into precise indicator code. The secret sauce lies in breaking down your idea into clear, logical rules that any AI can understand. You don't need to think like a programmer. You just need to think like a trader who can explain their edge. Let me walk you through the exact framework I use to transform any trading concept into an indicator. This process works whether your idea involves price patterns, volume analysis, time-based signals, or multi-time frame setups. Step 1. Capture your core observation. What exactly did you notice about market behavior? Be specific about the conditions that create your edge. For example, I noticed that when price makes a new 20-day high, but volume is below the 10-day average, it often reverses. Step 2. Define your entry and exit criteria. What triggers your signal? What confirms it? What invalidates it? Using our example, the trigger is new highs with low volume. Confirmation might be a bearish engulfing candle, and invalidation could be volume expanding above average. Step 3. Specify your visual requirements. How should the indicator display signals on your chart? Arrows, colored bars, background highlights, text labels. The clearer your vision, the better your AI assistant can execute it. The AI will understand your trading logic and will convert it into executable code. But don't stop here. Don't take the first version and assume it's perfect. Test it, refine it, and further optimize it. Your first prompt might produce basic code. That's fine. Test it, find weaknesses, request improvements. Make the lines thicker, add percentage labels, include multiple timeframes. Then backtest your new indicator across different market conditions. Does it work in trending markets, range-bound conditions, and high volatility periods? What about low volume sessions? This testing reveals the true edge behind your original observation. You can then test new variations in minutes, change the look-back period, adjust the threshold values, and add confirmation filters. And another key tip, you might think complex indicators and strategies are always better, but that's exactly why they fail at practical application. The best AI indicators solve one specific problem really well, rather than trying to predict everything. Focus your ideas on single, observable market behaviors. So here's the workflow that unlocks unlimited AI tools. First, crystallize your idea. No coding terms, just clear logic. Then, structure a specific prompt with inputs, conditions, and outputs. Then, feed it to an AI model. Paste the generated code into Tradingview. Visually verify the indicator works correctly, and then refine by requesting modifications. And don't stop at indicators. AI builds complete strategies. If you can describe it clearly, AI can build it. Your next move is obvious. Pick one idea that you think has potential. Write your prompt. Within minutes, you'll have your first custom indicator running. then build another and another. If you learned something new today, would appreciate a like. And if you want more AI trading tips, check out these other videos next.